Welcome everyone back to Weekly Weather Updates, and this evening we'll have a look at the latest from the live radar, then we'll have a look at weather warnings. We still have more yellow warnings in force all the way till Monday now, and then we'll have a look at the GFS, the GEM, the ECMWF, GFS Ensembles, and the UKMO Office Run as well. Now we have a lot of rain over the next couple of days, still got multiple yellow warnings as I said, but after that, as we head into next week, the start of November, it is going to be turning much colder for all, with northerly winds coming in with a much colder polar air mass moving in. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and do remember to follow on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. So if you do have a look at the live radar at the moment, you can see we are in between systems. We've got our first low pressure system that moved through earlier today and then last night that is clearing eastern Scotland now, with a bit of a break in the weather. Still a few showers around, but it is mainly dry. However, if you look out to the west across Ireland, it's coming to the southwest, we're starting to see heavier rain push in. Now this rain will push in over the next sort of 12 hours or so, and then we're going to see another batch of rain tomorrow evening, where there could be some really quite heavy rain within it. Squall a squall line is potentially going to be forming within that, which is very, very heavy rain for about 10 or 15 minutes with very gusty winds as well. And that could be happening tomorrow evening into sort of Sunday morning as well. So we have to keep an eye out for that. But a lot of rain has fallen over the last 36 to 48 hours, really, since about Wednesday time now. And if we do have a look at the past 24 hours, so this is only the last 24 hours in terms of rainfall totals. Now, if we do take into account what we saw through Wednesday and earlier in Thursday, these totals, especially further northwards, be a lot higher. You can see about 40 to 60 millimetres widely in the west, and pretty much all areas have seen some heavy rain. You can see the most prone areas that have been affected has been southern Scotland, northern England. You can see the rain hasn't been as heavy over the last 24 hours, but this is still high rainfall totals on top of really saturated ground. 300 to 400 millimetres has fallen in a few spots, with an exceptional amount of rain, 30 to 40 centimetres, and it has caused widespread flooding. Now, it hasn't happened widely. It is pretty localised over the hills. We've seen the heaviest rain, but we have seen that it has been disruptive. We've seen more rain across Wales and the southwest, and we still have a yellow warning in force there right now. So if we do have a look at the yellow weather warnings, you can see there is a rain warning across western parts of Wales, southwest England as well. Heavy rain leading to some flooding and disruption in places. So from 9 p.m. tonight until 9 a.m. tomorrow, that's for that batch of rain moving in from the southwest. A band of heavy rain will reach West Cornwall and West Wales later on Friday evening, moving eastwards overnight, clearing during Saturday morning. 10 to 20 millimetres of likely to fall quite widely, with 30 to 35 millimetres in a few spots. With this rain falling in a few hours and following earlier heavy rain, leaving ground already saturated, some flooding is likely in places. The rain is also likely to be accompanied by strong and gusty southerly winds. Again, high likelihood, lower impact, but we could still see some very high disruption from this as well. If we do have a look at Saturday, we still have that weather warning in the southwest, but that expires in the morning. And then we have a weather warning across southern parts of Scotland from midnight until midday. Heavy disruptive rain will spread north across southwest Scotland during Saturday. 10 to 20 millimetres will fall, maybe 30 to 40 millimetres in a few spots. Again, it's all because it's falling on saturated ground. This amount of rain in itself in just one weather front or in one day wouldn't be exceptional, but it's because it's been on top of the very saturated ground we have already. And again, high likelihood, lower impact. If we move to Sunday, you can see we have another yellow warning across so southern England and southern parts of Wales. Short period of heavy rainfall may bring some localised flooding and disruption. Again, they've had to precisely say the times because the clocks are changing, of course. But midnight Sunday all the way to 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. Again, band of heavy rain across southwest England and Wales shortly after midnight, and then push quickly northeastwards, only lasting 2 or 3 hours, but very, very heavy rain, as I said, that with the potentially Squall line moving through 20 to 30 millimetres. And because of, again, heavy rainfall recently, the region will be sensitive to more rainfall, potentially surface water flooding. Wind will also strengthen, of course, because there could be a Squall line, and again, could be localised flooding. Again, high likelihood, lower impact. Further northwards as well, we have another yellow warning in force from 3 a.m. on Sunday till 6 a.m. on Monday. Again, similar with this band of rain, 20 to 30 millimeters in a few hours. Again, high likelihood, low impact. And again, that's the only rainfall or yellow warning on Monday, but it expires early morning. So very significant impacts coming from this. So do keep an eye out for the Environmental Agency warnings. They'll be updating flood warnings from rivers and lakes. And also keep up to date with the yellow Met Office warnings as well. All areas are going to be seeing heavy rain. It's just these yellow warning areas are the highest likelihood to be seeing the heaviest rain, leading to potentially flooding. So we do now run through the GFS. You can see at the moment we've got southwesterly winds bringing up this moist air in from the west with a lot of weather fronts and heavy rain. You can see that rain, that low pressure moving through on Sunday with quite an active cold front, and that's going to be bringing in that Squall line. And then we go into a northerly wind, pretty chilly northerly wind with that turning pretty chilly all the way until rain Thursday before high pressure does topple. Things turn a bit drier, and we could be seeing quite a harsh frost there. Beyond that, it maintains westerly, but again, the jet stream is shifted southwards, so we're on the colder side of the jet. It's not going to be brutally cold, but you can see across Scotland, the -5 line's getting through. And as it moves through, could be seeing the -5 spread through everywhere before we see another low move through. And on its backside, another plunge of colder air. So even though this cold northerly is only really lasting maybe Thursday, Friday time, beyond that, the jet stream does look like it's really shifted southwards and amplified as well, which just means at times we're going to be back into that cold polar air throughout the first 2 weeks of November, so looking pretty chilly. Nothing major on terms of winteriness, in terms of snow or anything, but interesting synoptics that we've got to keep an eye out through November. If we have a look at the GEM, again, you can see the southwesterly winds at the moment, a lot of low pressure moving through, and then we go into the northerly wind. Pretty chilly northerly wind by Thursday, does topple for Friday, and then again we see a lot of westerly winds. Again, jet stream push southwards, so it's a cooler westerly wind. It's not massive, milder sectors which are staying to our south. Pretty chilly sectors within that, and again, when they do clear, we will be pulling in a polar air mass once again, which will mean things will turn a little bit colder. Again, if we want to see anything really cold, we'd have to be trying to replace this low just to the south of Iceland with more high pressure, and that would mean the wind would veer more of a northerly to get this much colder air over towards Greenland and North Pole. Again, it is early November, so there isn't that much cold available air, but, just keep an eye on these synoptics as we head through the next few weeks into the wintry months. So if we now have a look at the ECMWF, see how that does compare. Again, a lot of low pressure at the moment, ending the week, this working week, with northerly winds, high pressure topples, and similar to the GEM, we have this westerly wind, a bit more of a northerly track in terms of the jet stream, which means warmer air may be mixing in a little bit more with this, so not quite as cold as the GEM and the GFS, but still generally unsettled. And even if we are in the warmer air mass, it will still feel chilly under the rain, so it's not going to be feeling particularly pleasant. But yeah, very interesting conditions coming up with a lot of rain at the moment, much colder conditions coming in next week, and the uncertainty builds from around day 10, so end of this coming week into the start of the next week. So a lot of uncertainty whether we're going to be seeing what's going to happen with the jet stream. This can be southerly tracked or northerly tracked application we're going to be seeing. If we do have a look at the GFS Ensembles, you can see this well reflected at the moment. A lot of big rainfall spikes in the next 2 days. 2 big events for the London area. One Saturday night into Sunday after more rain tomorrow. You can see temperatures are around average at the moment, and they will be dropping well below average. A good sort of 5 degrees below average come the middle of this week, and we're going to remain around average for a good week or so. And even as we head towards 8th, 9th, 10th of November, the majority are staying well below average with some pretty chilly conditions. Of course, you've got the outliers going much warmer, above the 1981, 2010 mean, but the majority are below that, and we still have some precipitation spikes, but nowhere near as much. So, of course, that's symbolic of a drier air mass, more high pressure around, potentially, so more of a colder theme potentially moving in. So, looking interesting throughout November. November does definitely look like the first 10 days are going to be starting on a pretty chilly note. Interesting signs for the upcoming winter. If we have a look at Glasgow, see how that does compare, you can see it a little bit milder in terms of the temperature compared to the mean. You can see at the moment is around average, and it's going to be dropping 2 or 3 degrees below average and staying really below average, similarly around to the 9th, 10th of November. A lot of rain over the next few days. But beyond that, it does turn drier with the cold and northerly air mass Beyond that, a lot more scatter around 7th, 8th of November, but majority are staying around or below average. You can see GFS Operational Run in the longer term is a bit of an outlier, but again, we just got to keep an eye out for these runs as they all are possibilities, and there are massive swings this time of year as we still do have relatively warm air to our south, and we've got building very cold air to our north that we could see plunging southwards at times over the next few weeks. So we do finally have a look at the UK Met Office run, have a look at precipitation and temperature. You can see at the moment we have rain spreading in from the southwest, heavy rain across Wales, southern England, spreading eastwards throughout tomorrow, and should be sort of dissipating for around lunchtime for many areas. A few showers around in the afternoon before the very heavy rain arrives Sunday evening. You see it's quite a narrow band, but squally within that, with a squall line potentially moving in with that. And then beyond that, we do see it go drier for Sunday afternoon, but still showers around in the north. And then as we do head on beyond that, it does look like we're becoming a bit dry. It does look like, unfortunately, the UK Met Office run hasn't quite updated beyond early hours of Monday, so we can't see beyond that, unfortunately. But it will be turning a little bit dry, still with some rain around, especially in the north and the west. If we do have a look at max temperatures, you can see today temperatures really struggling around 11, 12 degrees, a little quite chilly out there, especially it's going to be chilly overnight, maybe only 4, 5, 6 degrees in a few spots. Tomorrow afternoon, maybe only 9, 10, 11 degrees, maybe 13, 14 in far southeast. But again, all depends on cloud amounts, and if you do see rain, that will hold the temperatures really down. Sunday night does look pretty chilly, 7, 8 degrees with heavy rain pushing through. And then Sunday afternoon, maybe again only 11, 12 degrees, proper autumnal weather moving in. Beyond that, as we head towards Monday, you can see temperatures are only going to be around 10, 11 degrees. But once again, the UKMO sort of Met Office run hasn't quite updated. But it will be turning much colder next week with highs struggling into the high single digits. Maybe 10 degrees, maybe 11 degrees at times. But still feeling really chilly. And the potential for overnight frosts and potentially more widespread overnight frost than we saw in the northerly a week or two ago. As of course, nights are longer now. And as we have the hour change, it's going to be meaning, especially in the evenings, it's going to be darker, so it's going to be feeling colder an hour earlier now. And yeah, we could be seeing more widespread frost as that area is just a little bit colder as we head into winter. So anyway, make sure you do check out the warnings if you are in any doubt over the rainfall over the next few days. It is going to be turning drier next week, but of course it's going to be turning colder. But do stay safe out there over the next few days in the heavy rain. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.